Is the United States on the verge of a major diplomatic breakthrough, or are we simply being lulled into a false sense of security before the storm? The headlines are buzzing with talk of slight progress in the complex negotiations with Iran, yet the specter of war looms larger than ever. It's a tightrope walk, and one misstep could have devastating consequences for global stability. Before we dive deeper into this delicate situation, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and ensures you don't miss out on critical updates like this one. Now, let's break down what's really going on. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio made a significant statement Friday, indicating that there has been slight progress during the recent talks with Iran. This statement comes at a particularly sensitive moment, following a period of intense speculation and public pronouncements from President Donald Trump himself. Just days prior, Trump had announced he was holding off on a military strike against the Islamic Republic, a move that sent shockwaves through international policy circles and the global markets. This is not just abstract political maneuvering. The stakes here are incredibly high. We are talking about the potential for a major regional conflict, with far-reaching implications for oil prices, international trade, and the security of millions. The uncertainty surrounding the outcome of these talks is palpable. Will a deal be reached, bringing a measure of stability to an already volatile region? Or are these negotiations merely a temporary pause before hostilities resume, perhaps with even greater intensity? The context is crucial. For months, tensions between the U.S. and Iran have been escalating, fueled by a series of incidents, including attacks on oil tankers and the downing of a U.S. drone. President Trump had previously warned Iran of severe consequences for its actions, and the rhetoric had reached a fever pitch. The anticipation of a military response was widespread, making Trump's announcement to hold off on a strike a significant, albeit temporary, de-escalation. However, slight progress is a far cry from a comprehensive resolution. What does this incremental advancement actually entail? We don't have all the details, and that's precisely where the uncertainty lies. Are we talking about minor concessions on both sides, or is there a deeper, more significant shift in the diplomatic landscape that hasn't been fully revealed? The ambiguity is what fuels both hope and anxiety. Consider who is affected by this. The immediate implications are for the people of Iran and the wider Middle East. A resumption of conflict would undoubtedly lead to further loss of life, displacement, and economic hardship. For the United States, the consequences range from the potential for military engagement to the economic fallout of increased instability in a key global oil-producing region. Allies in the region, like Israel, are also closely watching these developments, as any escalation in Iran directly impacts their security. What are the possible outcomes? One path is continued diplomatic engagement, where these small gains are built upon to forge a more robust agreement, potentially involving limitations on Iran's nuclear program or its ballistic missile development. Another, more concerning, path is that the current progress is insufficient, and the underlying issues remain unresolved, paving the way for renewed tensions and potentially military action. There's also the possibility of a frozen conflict, where tensions remain high but outright war is avoided, a state of perpetual uncertainty that can be just as damaging economically and politically. The lack of transparency around these negotiations is a key factor in the public's perception. When leaders speak of slight progress without elaborating on what that means, it invites speculation and can be interpreted in many ways. Is this genuine diplomatic success, or a tactic to manage public expectations and buy time? This situation demands careful scrutiny. We need to understand the full scope of what is being discussed, the red lines that have been crossed or redrawn, and the true intentions of all parties involved. The decisions made in these closed-door meetings will shape regional and global politics for years to come. So what do you think about this? Is the slight progress a genuine step toward peace, or just a temporary reprieve before a more serious confrontation? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. The path forward is fraught with challenges, but it is through understanding these complex dynamics that we can better navigate the evolving landscape of U.S. politics and international relations. We will continue to monitor these developments closely, bringing you the analysis you need to stay informed.